So it's Eid and I decided to make a bunch of Eid themed sugar cookies. Starting off, I've got these circles that I want to turn into a crescent in the sky. So I'm basing it in blue to replicate the sky, and then this happens, guys. Watch it again in slow motion. But that's not an excuse to give up. Never give up, guys. Let's continue. So when I was halfway through, I realized that my choice of shade for the sky might have been a lot darker than it would usually be. But let's assume that in the sugar cookies world, this is how their sky color is at night. So this is how I get through in life. Whenever things are dark for me, I fantasize. Fantasy is always a key, guys. Always be delusional. Delulu is always the solulu. So I let my circular cookies to dry while I moved to my hexagon cookies. So for this hexagon, I used purple, which might look like black, but it's actually a very dark shade of purple. And then moving on, I swapped to a lighter shade of purple. So when the blue had dried up, I started shaping the crescent. And I know it doesn't look like a typical crescent, but don't come for me. I'm not really that much of an artist. Then I moved to the hexagon and started doing random stuff on them. So some had stars, some had Eid written in bold, some had Islamic messages and words, all in gold. But yeah. So I've only ever done sugar cookies once. The second time I did them, they flopped, and then the third time I tried to use real iron, it still wasn't good. But let's just say this is my second time using real iron, and even though I'm not perfect, I feel like I'm getting the hang of it. It's a lot better than it was. Look at this one. Look how perfect this one is. I'm proud of myself. So this dome-shaped cookie, it is intended to look like a mosque, and then I started by base icing it with white. And moving on, I plan to add some gold lines to give it the architectural vibe that a typical mosque would look like. So while waiting for the white to dry, I moved on to the next shape, which was a flower, and I was also going to base ice it in white. I started by lining the edges typically before flooding the center. And moving on, I'll use a vibrant shade of yellow to create the pollen center.